Right, we're going to get on to our picks for the Grand Slam in a moment, but we'll just touch on some news that we had from the PDC during the Grand Slam this week, and that is the order of play for next week's Players' Championship finals. That has been confirmed. We've got a big one session on the Friday as opposed to the two sessions, and we know which players are going to be playing on the main stage, which players are going to be playing on the second stage. And the big news as well, Peter Wright, the defending champion, pulling out of the tournament. What did you make of all the news about next week's event?
Yeah, it's the one event where this, makes sense because it is played at the Holiday Park in Minehead, and you're there in the venue for most people are going to be there for the entire weekend, and it's not like an arena per se where you enter, stay for a few hours and then leave. You're still in the area the entire time. So having one session, I guess that makes sense. And they're also selling tickets for the entire day anyway. If that's what ITV want, if that's what worked best for television, it's not like the ticket money is going to be any different. And that's what, you're not also buying a particular seat or particular table. You buy your entry and you can go between the two stages. You can go, if it's the UK Open, you go between, 3 different rooms. Here it's just 2 different rooms. So if this is what worked for ITV's schedule, it makes sense. And it's, good to have a darting bonanza and just get all those matches, play through them, and enjoy them. As far as Peter Wright, obviously that was big news in the Grand Slam. His wife in hospital, hoping for the best. But Peter Wright has to do what's best for his family, and it makes sense that he's going to withdraw to spend the time with his wife and make sure that she's recovering well. Obviously, though, it is going to be a blow for his World Championship preparation. He won the Premier League. He won the Players' Championship finals last year, and that set him up to go and win the World Championship, defending not the title, but defending the money he had won because he had won it 2 years earlier. He's not going to get that chance to play in the Players' Championship final. He didn't get past the group stage. Obviously, his mind was elsewhere, and that made a difference. And now he's going to go into the World Championships without that match sharpness, which I think he needed. He was finally coming back into some form the last few months and finally looking like the player that has won 2 of the last 3 World Championships. But now he's going to come in without that match sharpness. Obviously, he has to do what's right for him and his family, and we can't criticize that decision at all. But it is going to likely make him more vulnerable than he was like at the World Championships. But we'll see. He's won titles before out of nowhere, and he's come in playing well and gone out first round, second round out of nowhere. We'll see how he does at the World Championships, but I feel like this is not going to do well for him for his World Championship defense, even though it's obviously the only correct decision for him.
Agreed with that. It was sad to hear Peter pulling out the tournament, and as you say, we send our best wishes to his wife, Jo, who's in hospital at the moment, and I think you could see that on stage as well. Peter Wright wasn't quite himself, and quite rightly his wife's health was on his mind, and Jo usually says to him, go on and play, and they've decided this time to take some time off and miss Minehead next week, and a title that he won last year for the first time. But the next time we do see Peter Wright, it will be on that opening night at Ali Pali, as he always is. The defending champion plays on that first night of the tournament, so yeah, still a month until the big one, but yeah, we do send our best wishes to Jo. And I guess you could say that the player that's made the most of that now is Gian Van Veen. He finished 65th on the Players' Championship Order of Merit. He now steps in to play Ross Smith, and he caught the eye of that run to the final. I think it was the second to last Players' Championship where he played Gerwyn Price in the final, so it's a big opportunity for him, someone without a tour card, to play in a major for the first time. And as far as the scheduling, I think we had Chris Mason on the show a few weeks ago, and he mentioned about there was going to be a change to the schedule this year, and I think it is mainly due to the World Cup and the small matter of England against the USA, and we expect ITV to refer to it often as the Weekly Dartscast Derby, but ITV I think are running this one session instead of 2 on the Friday. They want to get an early start time, 10:30 in the morning, and to get finished before that game. And I think that's going to be a test for the players, especially those who are first up on the main stage and the second stage on that Friday morning, and the fans as well. Good luck to everyone involved is all I can say for that. But we've got 14 games on the main stage, 18 games are going to be on stage 2, and I think ITV probably just being a little bit cautious there, wanting to be off there before the England USA game. But we might see one game move up onto the main stage, and everyone's going to be able to see all the games because stage 2 they're shown on PDC TV, but there are some players that you probably wouldn't have expected to see on the second stage. Johnny Clayton, who we spoke about earlier, Gary Anderson. Not often we see Gary Anderson on the second stage at Minehead. I remember being at Minehead watching Michael Van Gerwen against Rob Cross, the Riley's qualifier at the time on the main stage, and over on stage 2, another of the Riley's qualifiers, Barry Lynn, was beating Gary Anderson. That was a crazy session that afternoon. But yeah, Gary Anderson going back to that stage 2, and it is going to be a long session next Friday. If you are in it for the long haul from dart 1 to the end, then fair play to you, and that is a lot of darts to enjoy, but I'm sure our listeners can do it.